Good blowing, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Daily Energy. The day is Lead You, T Twin Neo, De Son. Lead You, T Twin Neo, De Son, De Son. Okay, it is the 21st day of July. All right, it is a day of endings, conception, birth, caution, drama, and thrill seeking. And so today is the day to aim high. All right. Aim high, get to know the why. And what do I mean when I say get to know the why? I mean get to know other people's why. Be considerate and interested, okay? And what others got going on to the point to where you become understanding versus being judgmental. All right. So that's when I mean get to know the why, and not just the why of theirs, but before you get to know the why of theirs, get to know the why of yours. So you might be feeling a certain type of way now, or today in general, okay, because there's going to be a lot going on. Someone didn't wake up this morning, and so somebody's morning today. Hearts go out to you and your family at this time. Okay, somebody has lost their job, okay, because it's a day of endings and beginnings. So it's been loss after loss after loss. Okay, and so we need to take some time today and not just complain about it. It's to ask why, because there's always going to be a why, because there's always going to be a lesson, okay, in the midst of whatever it is that you're going through. How do I know this? Because I've had many lessons to learn in the midst of all that I have been through, okay? And in everything that I have gone through, I have found that there was a lesson in everything. And when I finally learned that, I stopped complaining about it and I started saying, Lord, why? And you know that I started doing this a long time ago, because I would always ask, I tell you this all the time. I'd be like, why me? Why do I gotta be the one to go? Why do I gotta be the one to do it? Why do I gotta be the one to make the sacrifice? Why do I gotta be the one to tell them? Why do I gotta why? I always ask the why. But see, when you get good at asking the wrong questions, you run out of those wrong questions to ask, and then you start asking the right questions. And when you start asking the right questions, you start discovering, okay, some of the right answers. Uh-huh. Yeah. So it's going through that process, all right? Going through that process, and why it's a part of the process. A lot of people think that ask, seeking, and knocking, they say ask and it shall be given, seek and ye shall find, knocking it shall be open unto you. But see, this asking and seeking and knocking is not what everybody else think. See, they thinking that it's ask God for this, and God is going to give this to you, okay? That's not what asking, seeking, and knocking is. Take it from somebody who's done years and years and years of asking, seeking, and knocking, but not the way others typically do, asking, seeking, and knocking. See, the asking part is about you asking the questions, and not just any questions. You're asking the difficult questions. You're not asking the questions that everybody else would ask. You will ask the questions that you need to know to make progress in your life. Why me, God? And he says, I'm going to show you why me. I'm going to show you why me. So asking why initiates your journey. Because if you know the Father, you know He's not just going to tell you why. He's going to show you why. And so when I asked why, he sent me out on this journey and he started telling me to leave, leave, leave. Okay. And so I did not learn why to some of the answers to some of the questions that I was asking until I left. Okay. And I went on this journey. Uh-huh. And I didn't know I was on a journey to enlightenment until now. I was so naive. I didn't know I was on a journey into enlightenment until I was enlightened. So if you're asking why, don't think your why is insignificant. That means you are starting to ask questions. That means you got one foot out the box. Uh-huh. You got one foot out the box. Yes. Okay. And so that one foot out the box is a beginning for you. Okay. It's a beginning to your awakening because you're asking questions, and people who are in the box, they don't ask questions. They just follow. So you asking why is not it's not a bad thing to do. All right. So we got the asking part, right? Why? Why me? Uh-huh. Um, so let me show you. And so when you go and you hear God say leave, you will begin to seek. That's the seeking portion of. You begin to seek on this journey for the answers to the questions of your why. But however, once again, you're not going to know that you're seeking because you're not awakened yet. You're not enlightened yet to know that you're seeking. You're just going. And it sounds like you're being obedient. And so you start saying stuff like, I'm not going to move until you tell me to move, God, on this journey. Because over time you learn to listen to God on this journey. Because when you move, when he tell you not to move, uh-oh. So I had to learn this on this journey, to ask, to seek, because asking initiates, okay? Asking initiates the journey. And then seeking, you seek while you on the journey, the answers to the questions that you've asked. Why me? And so this is called self-discovery. All right. He'll take you on this path of self-discovery because you're now asking, why me? And he begins to show you why you. So you're asking why me because you don't understand who you are. You don't understand what you're capable of. You don't understand what is inside of you. You don't understand that you're chosen. Because if you knew who you were, you would not ask the question, why me? And so that's why self-discovery, you go on this journey of self-discovery because God begins to show you who you are. He begins to show you. And in order for him to show you who you are, he has to show you who you are not. And that means he has to bring all those lies from your past to the surface. All those lies of people telling you what you were not because they wanted to control you. And the reason why they wanted to control you is because they fear what they cannot handle. People fear what they cannot handle. See, a lot of people fear serpents because they never held a serpent. Okay? They don't know how to properly hold that thing, so they fear that thing. Okay? A lot of people fear something that's new because they don't know what to expect from it. All right? So people fear what they are not familiar with, because they don't believe they're capable of controlling it. And if they can't control it, they feel like it will affect them in some kind of way negatively. And so that's why God ends up having to get all of those other people out of your head. So he isolates you on this journey to where you don't have access to anybody else but God. Do you hear what I'm saying? Uh-huh. Now I'm gonna tell you how this thing plays out. Now I'm gonna stop right here before I get to the knocking part. I'm gonna stop right here before I get to the knocking part. Now, he will isolate you from everybody else so that he can get all of that negative crud that they put in your head out of your head, so that he can begin to minister to you, so his angels can begin to minister to you and tell you the truth about you. Because all those other people, all your life long to this day, had been telling you lies. Speaking lies over you, talking about you're not good enough. Speaking lies over you, telling you what you couldn't do. Speaking lies over you. That's what they were doing. When they were asking you questions about your dreams, your goals, your visions, your aspirations in life. When you say you want to fly, they laugh and say, you can't fly. You ain't got no wings. Because their vision is so small. Okay? And see, when you were back there, that was like your bondage, because you were in a box. You were only able to move so far. You were only able to move so far in that box. All right. So that puts me in the mind of Egypt, when the Hebrews were enslaved in Egypt. The children of Israel were enslaved in Egypt. It brings me back to that time. They were in bondage. They had to go through some hard labor. But see, when they were ushered out of that hard labor and they went on the journey, it was hard. But here's the thing. I want to show you something. I want to show you something. I'm gonna explain to you why God isolates you. And while it seems like, see, you might be like me, okay? And it bothered me for a while. I was like, God, have I not encouraged these people? And they all just left me just like that. Not all of them. I see you, Miss Chima. I see you, Ashley. I see you, bro. I see you, mama. I see all of y'all, okay? Even some of y'all that I know, y'all are higher status, so y'all can't make it seem like y'all are watching me. I get it, all right? But that bothered me at first. And then he explained to me, y'all, come on now. This is going to be something. This realization, so thank you. At first, I was disappointed in you. And forgive me for being disappointed in you, because I was wrong. I was disappointed where I should have been grateful. You ever do that? You ever get disappointed when you should be grateful? You ever get disappointed because your boyfriend cheated on you and ran off with her, but you should be grateful that you were able to see him for who he was then, when y'all were 5 months in, than when y'all were 5 years in. So you get disappointed when you should be grateful. Uh-huh. You got disappointed when you lost that job, when you were making $7 an hour, when God has a job for you ahead to where you're making 30. You should be grateful, but you were disappointed. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's a whole nother thing. But look. So this is what he showed me. He said, you know why? Do you know why I didn't allow them to just come rushing in towards you? I didn't allow, because y'all know I've been on this authenticity kick for a while. I did not allow them to come rushing in towards you because you weren't ready for them. But here's this other thing. So I held them back, just like the waters was held back when they were traveling. Okay, when they were going across and they were being chased by Pharaoh. Okay, in Egypt when they were being freed, I held the waters. I divided the waters to let the Hebrews pass, to let the Israelite path. And just like I held those waters, I'm holding people back from you. And the reason why I'm holding people back from you is because I'm trying to get you to come through. Come on now. I'm trying to get you through. So I'm holding them back from you because I want you to be the authentic you. I want you to be the you when ain't nobody else looking. I want you to be that cray you that don't give a crap. I want you to be that cray you that says in the mirror, come here, depression, in front of me. I want you to be that cray you that cries out to me. I want you to be that cray you that sings just to sing. I want you to be that cray you that gets down on your knees. I want you to be that cray you that talks with your wig off. I want you to be that cray you that will hug a tree. I want you to be you, baby. That's why I told you that you weren't ready because you still cared too much about what other people thought about you. Uh-huh. But that was you sticking your foot out when you start doing this. But I'm holding them back for you. So from you, I'm holding them back for you because it's not time, okay? It's not just time. See, if I let these waters crash down, it's just gonna fall on my children and it's gonna hurt them. But I'm trying to hold these waters back because I want you to get to the other side. I want you. I said you. I want you to get to the other side. I'm not talking about them. I'm not talking about them. See, the reason why I say I'm not talking about them is because you've been holding them inside of you, trying to please them for such a very long time, trying to say what they want you to say, trying to look the way they want you to look, trying to do what they wanted you to do, trying to go where they wanted you to go because they didn't think you can go higher. So you tried to stay low and limit yourself. You tried to stay quiet and cold in a corner. You tried to cower, but no, baby, that's not what I have for you. I want you to get to the other side and be you, authentically so. So God wants you to get to the other side. So if it looks like you're doing the work, but you're not getting the results, don't be hard on yourself. Don't get down on yourself. Keep going. Keep doing what you need to do. Keep planting seeds of men. I'm not talking about planting seeds for prosperity. I'm saying planting seeds of men because the one man that you plant, the two man that you plant, the three man that you plant, they will grow to feed the multitudes. They will grow to produce more seeds and more seeds to grow more men. So you as the chosen, it is about you planting your seeds. But see, God wants us as the chosen. That's why we're in the gestation period. Oh, the ice is melting, baby, but we're not all the way there yet. But the ice is melting. God wants us to get the ice is melting, but we're in a gestation period because God wants us to be nourished. God does want us to come through. Right now, He's holding the waters back. Yeah. So when the snow is on the ground, there's the leaves are being a barrier. So He's keeping you safe during this time. So He's holding. He's holding the waters back so that the authentic you can get through, because the authentic you will do what? It will allow you to be the fulfilled you. There are three things that can fulfill you. And what are those three things? That's God. That's your purpose. And that's the authentic you, because you cannot step into your purpose without being the authentic you, because the uniqueness inside of you stems or initiates that purpose. So He's holding that back so you can come through. Now, He's holding that back so you can come through. So hang in there, my friend. Hang in there. You're going to get there. You just got to continue to ask your questions, seek, and when I get to knock, oh, that's what we're doing right now, baby. That's what we're doing right now. We are getting to the point right now to where it is time for us to knock on some doors. You better be knocking on some doors right now, Chosen. You better be knocking on some doors. You better be knocking on those of you who are thawed out, baby. You better be knocking on some doors of opportunity. Because you know time and opportunity, they run together. Consequences and the lack thereof. They all run together. All right. You better be knocking on some doors of opportunity. Take advantage of opportunity and utilize your resources, because now it's not the time for play. I give you 2 years, right? 2 years. Wait, where we at? Yeah, no, not even 2 years, less than 2 years. It's like a year and 3 months. All right, to get it together, to believe in yourself and to rise. Okay, it's time to rise. It's time to believe in yourself. It's time for you to believe in the gift that God has put inside of you. It's time to get you to know yourself so you can step into the uniqueness that God has placed inside of you, so that you can align with your purpose. So that you'll be able to fulfill your assignment. So now's not the time for play. See, we're no longer cowarding in a corner. No. All right. So I'm supposed to be in the words of the day. Let me get into it. But I had to share that with you. What was I at? Get to know the why. All right. Develop your strength. Step into your power and own it. Step into your power. The word gore has 4 letters, not for what? For people. The word gore has 4 letters, not for people. Step into your power and own it. This is me. So please accept me for who I am. Yes. Okay. Create what you want. Focus on the inside of you. Follow your heart. Release that which is no longer good for you. Release that which is not good for you, because it's holding you back. And I know some of us are in situations to where the things that we want to release are so stubborn, they don't want to let us go, baby, because they know how good we are. They know how good we are. And so they don't want to let us go. But baby, release. Relax, relate, and release, baby. They gonna have to let you go, because I know they gonna have to let me go, because I ain't yeah. So let go of the things that are not good for you. I don't care how long they try to hold on, baby. You know that you know that you know at this point they gotta go. Communicate from your heart. Okay, that's your desires, the desires of your heart. Okay, what is it? What is that? What is that saying? What is it, that scripture? So as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he, or so as the man thinketh, so is he. All right. That's because it's the desire. And when you have a desire, a lot of times it's so gravitating, it's so magnetic that you end up acting on it. All right. Speak in a loving way. I love you. I love you. Even though my voice carries, I still love you. I speak with clarity sometimes, because if I don't speak with clarity, I end up stuttering or stumbling over my words. But I love you. I love you. You love me. Okay, so release dark energy. Stay in the light. Focus on the positivity, positivity, positivity. Be like the moon. Okay. See, the moon, although the moon is surrounded by darkness, that darkness think the moon is a part of it. But the moon is a little tricky. See, the moon is not a part of the darkness. I don't care what you think. The moon is not a part of the darkness. The moon is a light in the darkness to give those that others think that don't deserve the light some of the light. Some of those that people have written off. Some of those that people say, you've lost your way. I gotta go. Not the moon, baby. The moon says, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you, baby. I do. Okay. All right. So cleanse emotional debris. All right. Cleanse emotional debris. That's how you focus on the positivity. You got to cleanse the emotional debris. You got to forgive those things that happened to you in the past. You have to cut the weight off from the past. I had to let me tell you a story. Oh, this is going to be one of them days. I had to forgive somebody in my past. I got a phone call. Now, I told you that I had a rocky past. And without saying too much, because I think some of y'all will be able to pick up where I'm going with this. All right. But I got a phone call one day, and this person, they called me. And I picked up the phone, and I was shocked to who it was I heard on the other line. And he said, I'm sorry. I really did like you. And I'm sorry about what I did. Will you forgive me? But see, at first he wouldn't tell me his name. He was like, I'm afraid if I tell you who it is, you're going to hang up on me. But when he told me his name, I was like, you were already forgiven. I already forgave you. Do you see? You cut the weight off from that past. All right? It was done for me, not to me. All right? You cut the weight off from that past. You forgive those. I know you think it's difficult to forgive some people, but look, I have done forgiven some people that's done some of the most horrendous stuff to me. I had to forgive them. Now look, baby, you can forgive them, but don't forget, okay? Because look, okay, that's a lesson that I had to learn. Forgive, don't forget. Forgive, don't forget. I'm going to sing this song so you will know how to get along and how to get on. Forgive, don't forget. Why forgive, don't forget. Why forgive, don't forget. Let me tell you, this is why you should forgive, don't forget. Because if you forget, it's like you never experienced. And if you never experience, that leaves you open to experiencing that thing again. Uh-huh. And so I'm going to forgive you, but I'm not going to get back in a relationship with you. I'm going to forgive you, but I'm going to make sure I'm not alone in the same room with you. I'm going to forgive you, but I'm not going to trust you with my purse. I'm going to forgive you. You see what I'm saying? It's forgiving, don't forget. I'm not going to hold that grudge against you. You see? Because honestly, that would be doing me a disservice. All right? That would be doing you a disservice. Holding that grudge against them, you got to let that stuff go. Let me keep going. All right? So that's that story, okay? All right, so I'm still on the dues, y'all, okay? So identify hidden agendas and see the truth. Forgive those that hurt you. Ooh, there you go. Live according to the rules and live according to your rules and regulations. As the chosen, you got to live according to your rules and regulations, because you cannot be in somebody else's box. Because as the chosen, as the 401 or the 420, whatever you want to say today is who it is. Okay, what it is, that's the number we're going to say. All right, depending on what text you read. All right, so as the 401 and the 420, you are the rule maker. So live according to your rules and regulations, all right? Because you're the rule maker. Because before there were rules, there was somebody who created the rules. There was somebody that saw that rules were necessary. That was you, chosen. All right. All right. So forgive those that hurt you, live according to your rules and regulations, challenge yourself to go beyond, okay, your own boundaries that you set for yourself. You set these boundaries. You set these boundaries, but challenge yourself to go beyond your boundaries. Because you were cowarding in a corner. Now you go beyond your boundaries, like this is a boundary. This is your bound. But God's boundaries, you don't want to go beyond those, because he's like, yeah, I'm holding them back for a reason. I'm holding them back for a reason. Okay. All right. So travel and explore internally and externally. That's how you can go beyond your boundaries to infinity and beyond. Okay, some do nots, okay? Do not be dependent on outer influence. Do not fear. Do not envy. Do not be deceptive. Do not be rash. Do not be unrealistic. Do not be thrill seeking. Okay, don't put yourself at danger. So do not be dangerous. Do not be reckless. And that's a lot of reckless and dangerous energy today. Do not be impatient. Do not be too wild. You see what I'm saying? So you want to be in the house at a certain time of night, because people just going cray cray today. I'm telling you. All right. That's the inner JJ today. All right. Do not sit on the sidelines. It's your time. That didn't even come out right. It's your time. Do not put yourself at risk. All right. Do not initiate conflict. People are going to be uh, initiating conflict. Some people are going to be, I'm telling you, some people are going to be out today causing drama just for the sake of drama. Some people, so don't get all worked up. Don't let them get you worked up, because they are doing it to get a rise out of you. And the reason why they're trying to get a rise out of you is because they want to be entertained, because they like being entertained. I don't care who you think they are. They could be the most spiritual people in church, being the messiest people in church. Oh, girl, look what she got on. Look what she got on. Oh, she got just messy. And I say that because let me tell you another story. Okay, what time is it? Let's see how much time I got. I got a little bit of time. I got a little bit of time. Just messy. All right. I don't know if I ever told y'all this story about, when I was on my journey and I was staying at the Salvation Army in Fort Worth, Texas. There was a church nearby. And now I'm telling you, there was a church across the street. I'm telling you where the church was. So you'll know. So they'll know who I'm talking to. All right. And so I was out there, I was out there and I was doing my homeless missionary work because God sent me out. And there was a group of us. Hey, friends, I love y'all. You get a heart, you get a heart, you get a hearts go out. There was a group of us. And I worked so hard to get them to go to church with me. I worked so hard. Every day I was like, y'all, hey, y'all gonna go to church with me on Sunday? Y'all gonna go to church with me on Sunday? And I got like 10 people to go to church with me. Boom, just like that. I got 10 people to go to church with me. I'm good at what I do. I got 10 people to go to church with me. So I got them to go to church with me. We get in church, Pastor shook our hand. Now, I don't want you to story to deter you from going to church, okay? All right. If you need it, you need it. It is important, okay? It can help you get to places that you need to go, all right? But this is me telling you my experience, all right? So the pastor shook everybody's hand and all this stuff. And there was this one brother, and I want to say his name was Dennis, but I don't remember his name if I'm being honest. Because I lost a portion of my memory in the military, but he was wearing some shorts, some khaki shorts, because that's all he had. We homeless. Your church is right across the street from a homeless from Salvation Army. It's right down the street from a homeless shelter. We homeless. So you should expect homeless people to show up at your church in rags. You should be prepared for that. But he wasn't prepared. He shook our hands, and then we sat down and we're excited to get a word. Why this man? Why this man get up on that pulpit? See, I would call him a pastor, but I ain't even gonna call him that. He got up on that pulpit and he said, men, we wear suits on Sundays. Ooh, child. That just burned me up inside. Do you know how hard I had to work to get them to your church? Do you know how many nights I had to sleep on the cold concrete to bring them to you? And that's what you do when they get to you? Man, we wear suits on Sunday. He was wearing shorts because that's all he had to wear. Are you kidding me? Because you want to look good for your cameras. That's why my love turned them tables over in the church. That's why he turned them tables over, because he knew you were going to get to that point to where you be just like the Pharisees and the Sadducees. And I'm not going to say you being just like the Pharisees and the Sadducees. I'm saying that you are one of them. You were either a Pharisees or a Sadducees, because you are not a follower of the one that we call Jesus, the one that you say that you serve. You are not a follower of them, or not a follower of him when you do that. There's no way. There's no way. Because all those suits in the closet. See, let me tell you the right way that you should have went about it. The right way that you should have went about it was waited until church was over. Pulled that brother to the side. Say, how you doing? Get to know him. Spend some time talking to him like he was a human being. And then this is what you should have done. I have some suits that I want to give you. So you become his blessing instead of his opposition. You became his opposition that day. You made him bitter. And not only did you make him bitter towards the church, you made me bitter towards the church. Me. That would have been impossible to do if you were able to check my track record. I tell you. So let me get back to it. I'm supposed to be in this daily energy that burns me up, man. That burns me up. That burns me up. I see people out here trying, y'all. Like I do, and you're just being too much and not enough. Oh Lord, this is the ugly cry. All right. Okay. Let me get into these remembers because this is the ugly cry. You know, the ugly cry where snot start coming down your chest. Oh no, we ain't doing that. We ain't. Okay. And see, before I could keep my composure, it was the cute cry where just one cry, one tear just rolled down the street. No, this is the ugly cry. Okay, all right. So things to remember. Remember to transition from the old to the new. Remember to focus on one thing at a time. Remember to you can achieve. Remember to take advantage of ethical opportunities. Remember to think before you act. Remember things do not always work out as planned. Like this video, I didn't plan to do none of this. Remember to see both sides of a situation. Remember to use your energy wisely. Remember you are unique. Remember, if you stir up trouble, you will get caught in it. If you stir up trouble, you will get caught in it. Remember to count your blessings. Remember, there is always something to be grateful for. Remember to follow your passion and good and the remember to follow the passion of a good heart. Okay, follow the passion of a good heart. Remember, the universe will send the right experiences. But don't forget, all right? Remember, you are worthy and deserving. Remember to love yourself. Remember, you are enough. Remember to be loyal to what you love. Remember to be a friend. You must be friendly. Some needs. I just thought about how that person might have thought how he was unworthy and undeserving. And I often wonder what his life is like right now. Okay. I miss y'all, friends. All right. Some needs. Belief. We need belief, self belief, belief in God, somebody higher than self. Okay. For me, I believe in the Father. Okay. I believe in the Son. Okay. Higher than self. All right. So creativity. We need creativity, enlightenment, confidence, ambition, detoxification. All right. Internal detoxification and external detoxification, spiritual detoxification and physical detoxification. All right. Relax, relate, release. All right. Sense of humor, harmony, clear communication, courage, healing, growth, a sacred space, resilience, strength of mind, self awareness, and imagination. We need to be kind, be wise, be artistic, be rational, be imaginative, be intelligent, be adventurous, be innovative, be dynamic, be optimistic, be curious, be bold and interesting, be exciting, but most of all, my friend, be understanding. So, the words of the day, we have cowardly. Oh, I didn't even realize that was there. So we have cowardly. So that's why I was talking about people being cowardly in the corner. Okay. Now, okay, exhilarated, rob, own, indignation, mud, brown, grown, wrong, womb, born. Okay, so let me start there. There's going to be a lot of conception that's happening today. A lot of people are going to find out they're pregnant. A lot of people are going to conceive today. A lot of people are going to a lot of babies are going to be born today, okay, with womb and conception, not just today, over the next few days, okay, because endings lead to beginnings. So, in order for these babies to be born, that means someone had to transition into the spirit world. That's how that thing works. When someone dies, somebody's reborn. When somebody dies, somebody's reborn. If that's not a evidence for an indication of reincarnation, I don't know what it is. Okay, I don't know what is. When someone dies, someone is reborn. That is how that works. Okay, all right. So and when it comes down to death, that energy never dies, it recycles. All right, sometimes if it happens right away, they recycle and they're reborn as the next child in your family. Mhm. Now, if it takes a little while for them to be born, a lot of times what happened is they chose to be somebody's angel, and so they stayed back in the energy, and they become either angels or spirit guides, okay? Because they're watching out. So it's like my baby, my child, and she was talking to me last night. I tell you, had me up here in tears, but um she likes to sing to me. But uh my baby, she is in the spirit world, and it's like the reason being is because she's a warrior in the spirit and I'm a warrior in the physical. Together we cover both sides, okay? And so yeah, so I look at it like that, okay? And so we fight together, okay? I say my baby, I tell people all the time, my baby's not dead, okay? We're just fighting two, we're fighting the same war on different planes. Uh-huh. All right. So yeah, so people are going to be born, people are going to pass, okay? People are going to, people, there's going to be some mourning, okay? So be considerate, okay? We're going to talk about this consideration a little bit later. But that's what's going on, okay? Uh Mud is significant. Let's see. And this energy is over the next 1 to 3 days until it gains momentum, okay? Mow is a good day to mow your yard. You might be, since it's been raining, or it might be rain, or might rain, use this opportunity to mow your yard while you have a little bit of overcast and it's not as hot as it typically is. I'm in Texas, so it gets pretty hot, okay? All right, break. Some of y'all are going to get a breakthrough. All right. But some people are going to be trying to break in. Okay. Because people are going to be thrill seeking. Understand this. People are going to be thrill seeking today. So they're going to be smashing and grabbing. They're going to be trying to rob people over the next 1 to 3 days. We are going to see this in the news happening. Okay. People are going to be out to do no good, so make sure you lock your stuff up. And that's how some people end up passing, is because people are going to be thrill seeking today. All right. um but I'm going to look at the fact that a lot of people are going to be getting a breakthrough, okay? Um, and you're going to win, okay, because you've already won. And then I get divine and I get right, okay? So if things were going wrong for you, God is making it right. You just got to trust the process, because you know how it goes. If you're down, a time is going to come when you're going to be up. If you're up, a time is going to come when you're going to be down, okay? So God is working things out for you, all right? Bong is significant. People are going to be smoking. I don't know what they're going to be smoking, but bong is significant. Okay. All right. So orb, orb go, no, on, some people are going to be like in thought process, thinking a lot. Okay. Over the next 1 to 3 days. Or some people are going to have spiritual, uh, 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 supernatural, um, what is it, supernatural experiences, okay? You're going to witness supernatural experiences, okay? You might have already did that early in the AM, okay? um Things, normal, something, people are going to be thinking outside the box, getting, stepping outside of the norm, okay? Norm is significant. Row your boat gently down the stream. I don't know what row is significant about, but maybe there's a line and you might have to be patient in line. Maybe somebody thrill seeking. Oh, I don't know. I don't even want to think about that, Father. So we ain't even gonna talk about that one. But there's a row of people standing in a line. Somebody get impatient, and they decide to do something adverse. Go no. Okay, use your intuition. I got go and then I got no. So you can look at that as like that and say go no. Like, I'm not going nowhere today. Okay. Ain't no need to think about it. All right. So if it's wrong, God is gonna make it right. Reorganize, okay? All right. So it's time for you to reorganize and restructure. This is a full moon today. So it's time for you to reorganize, restructure, do some adjusting and rest. Spend some time to go within yourself and do some self-revitalization, some self-evaluation, okay? Versus going out and about. Okay, versus there's going to be a better time to go, and that time is going to be tomorrow, not today. Okay. All right. So be in the house at a decent hour. Okay. Don't stay out too late. Okay. Today. All right. Brown, something significant about brown. Brown skin. You know I love your brown skin. Okay. Grown. Okay. Grown, okay, spend some time out in your yard, in your garden, do it, you grow some food. You might have to correct some little ones because they gonna think they too grown and they might need to be put in their place a little bit, okay. But yes, so that's what I got, okay. Now is the time. I keep telling you, God is making some God, he's holding some things back, my friend, but he is starting to, you almost to the other side of that thing of you. And so he's starting to let that thing start to close in, and all your enemies, baby, they on. Yes, all your enemies, they go, uh-huh. Yes, like that, just like that affirmation. I consider to be considerate. I consider to be considerate. That shoot, I gotta use him as a pastor. And it's that pastor that was over that church, he was not considerate at that time. Okay, I consider to be considerate. Make sure you're not one of those, because somebody once told me, they said, I'm gonna become a pastor so I can make a lot of money. I said, no, baby, that's not what you do that for. That's how you know something wrong. Okay, the journal prompt is I consider. I consider. See, you can make a lot of money without being a pastor. Because when you a pastor, your heart got to be right, baby. And if your heart ain't right, don't you know the price that's on your head? It's going to be a great price if you're in that position and you're using that position wrong. But see, I understand it because, like Father said, and like my love said, surely this generation shall not pass away until the Son of Man returns. And they didn't pass away until a time such as this. All right, so the emo check is meditate, relax, have fun, and follow a good heart. Live in the moment, but consider the consequences of your actions or the lack thereof. Instead of sharing something, instead of starting something new, celebrate your progress and adjust. So things you may experience today, you may experience a loss, you may experience conception. You may thrill seek or witness thrill seeking. You may see more police activity, may hear more about politics. It is a day of endings and beginnings. Now, let me tell you how to curb your thrill seeking. If you want to thrill seek, baby, play a video game. If you want to thrill seek, baby, go to a Disney World or go to a theme park. If you want to thrill seek, go to Wet Water World or whatever they call that world. Go somewhere like that. But if you want to thrill seek, don't harm nobody else. Don't start no mess. It won't be no mess. Don't start no mess. It won't be no mess. Don't start no mess. It won't be no mess. Don't start no mess. It won't be. Okay, anyways. All right, that's that authentic me coming through. All right, I love y'all so much. You take care of yourself and each other, okay? You get a heart, you get a heart, you get a heart, you get a heart, you get a heart. Hearts go out. Hearts go out, my friend. Take care of yourself and each other.